So now we're going to move on a little bit to a couple of reviews. Dad, do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge fan of Netflix over there.
There is a show on Netflix called F is for Family. It's an animated movie show.
It's got like a King of the Hill vibe to it.
Yeah, and the main guy looks like Charles, and he
Yeah.
works at the airport.
Yeah, he works
His
at
glasses.
Mohican Airlines. Yeah. He's voiced by a comedian named Bill Burr. And we've talked about it before on the podcast, and we're both pretty big fans
Yeah,
of it. Steve initially found it.
I just finished the second season. It's a good show, Dad. Now, you can't watch it with kids around, but I don't think you guys got to worry about
Yeah,
that.
it's very adult.
Don't watch
in
it
its
if you're
content.
babysitting Logan and Lorna. But
So
other
you're a
than that-
season behind for the
Yeah.
record. So there's 3 seasons on Netflix.
Right.
I've watched all 3. You've watched the first 2.
Yes. Yeah.
To your point, the season 2, he's lost his job at the end of season 1.
Yeah, he tries to settle a strike, and he gets fired for it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's Charles's real life.
Does it have a ring to it there?
The show takes place in the 70s also.
Yeah.
It's like mid-70s when the show takes
And
place.
it's about a guy who lives in a suburb, works in the
He's
airport.
miserable. Always threatening to put his kids through a
Yeah,
fucking wall.
it's a great show. And
Hey, you'd like it, Dad. The guy's very miserable.
Sounds like him.
yeah. So season 2 is him working and slowly trying to work his way back to the airport.
Yeah.
And then season 3, they pivot quite a bit. He's working and established at the airport. He gets a neighbor friend that moves in, and some weirdness happens
And
there.
his voiced by Vince Vaughn, his friend.
Is it the Okay, yeah. The Chet, the airline guy, or the Air Force pilot comes in. I don't want to spoil that, but it's a pretty good show. I thought that season 2 was the best of times of it because it was so dark and so miserable. It was fantastic.
So it's a crazy show. You really should watch it if you get a chance, Dan. Now, these other two,
He looks super into it.
I know. These other two I just saw this weekend, and they might be Chinese propaganda movies, I swear, because they were terrible. I saw The Meg. Have you seen previews for this one?
The what?
The Meg.
It's about a megalodon, huge shark.
It's a shark the size of the block.
Yeah.
And Jason Statham just takes it on with like a pocket knife.
It's got a few. It's got Dwight Schrute in it and stuff like that.
Okay, so you got Sharknado here, and you have Jaws here. Meg's somewhere in the middle. It's not quite super terrible. But it's
People
not
loved
quite
it.
Jaws level.
I've already heard
It
they're going to
made-
make a sequel.
Netflix has a lot of cheesy series of movies.
Yeah, this one actually came out.
This is a Blu-ray. Yeah.
These two. It's some of the CGI is really great, and some of it. Oh man, look at that shark! And then other parts you're like, ooh, God, that looks terrible. So I don't know who made this film.
They blew the effects budget in certain areas.
And I don't even know what Jason Stathman's job is in the movie. It's
Jason
about-
Statham. You always
Statham.
say
I say- no,
Not
it's a-
statement.
Yeah. Well, his job is just to be a hero. Like they never say what he is. He just shows
up.
and rescues
When you need a
people.
hero, you call Jason Statham.
Yeah. And then they're all marine biologists, right? Apparently none of them have ever been on a boat because they all fall out of the boat constantly. I've never seen so many people fall out of boats.
No one's got sea legs.
Yeah, they all fall out and get eaten by sharks. I don't know what. Now this next
That just came out on Blu-ray, I want to
yeah,
say, too.
yeah. So if you get a chance, stay away from it. It's terrible.
Dwight Schrute, Rainn Wilson doesn't save
He's
it at
okay. He
all?
plays the billionaire that finances it all.
Okay.
But he's also trying to cover up all his mistakes. And
Is it a Jurassic Park vibe? Did someone make the Megalodon, or they just found the
No.
Megalodon?
They found a super deep trench in the ocean that has some kind
It's
of
been existing. For
some
You
kind
know
of
what? You
layer.
need to admit it. You'll
What?
watch any day.
Well, this made a ton of money back in August, so I thought it might be decent. It's not. It really isn't. It's pretty bad.
You gotta watch. Most things on Netflix sucks.
Well,
this is a Blu-ray.
it came in the theater.
He's hung up on Netflix.
The first,
Get with the program.
F is for Family was on Netflix, and you're right, most stuff on Netflix sucks. We'll talk about that later. The Meg came out at the movies, and this next one came out at the movies, and they made a ton of money.
So I watched this as well. So I have thoughts too.
Rich Asians is the name of this movie. I'd like to rename it to Travel to Singapore promotional video.
It
because
very much was.
That's all it was.
The other thing too is it was a ripoff of Coming to America. A lot of people don't want to admit that Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy
but-
made this
but
movie.
without the comedy, because there was not one laugh in that whole movie.
The Aquafina girl was very funny. The friend that she went to school with.
They called the Asian Ellen.
Yeah, she was pretty funny. I thought she was good.
Now this might be a movie up Kim's alley.
This has got Kim
It's a
written all
romantic
over
comedy, but really without the comedy.
it. Yeah, it's got.
She can't
Sounds
watch
about
a
right.
movie.
Why?
Because if you've got your phone in front of your face all the time, you can't see anything.
Oh,
Michelle, if
man.
you're listening, you watch movies the same way.
Oh
so.
man! The only thing that was weird, and I don't want to spoil Crazy Rich Asians, but I'm going to.
There's not much to spoil. If you've seen a romantic movie, you've seen
Yeah,
Crazy
I
Rich
mean,
Asians.
it was
just all
a
Asian.
lot of big named Asians in that, like Michelle Yeoh and everything was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that. Yeah, so the
Do,
and the
do either one of you watch Lifetime?
No.
The holiday Christmas movie.
There you go.
are terrible cameras.
That is the only
Candace
thing
Bure
she
or whatever.
puts the phone down for.
Oh wow!
Because not only at
And
Christmas,
Lori Loughlin.
obviously, I'll be putting it down for Aladdin too.
Christmas movies on Lifetime have cancer in them,
Oh.
and people who get burned to death, women who get beaten during their divorce. It is just a sparkling, wonderful holiday feeling you get by watching these movies. And she is glued to them.
Well, you sold me. I'm going to
Yeah,
find Lifetime. So there you
exactly.
go.
Watching death and destruction for the holiday. But no, so in Crazy Rich Asians, what was weird to me was so the main character, who's obviously of rich descent and all this kind of stuff, his sister's character was super weird. So like she married another commoner.
Yeah.
He cheats on her, and then they don't explain why. They just go like, "Oh, he cheated on her, and then
Yeah.
she's miserable." Peace, and then that was it.
It was a real weird movie. It was terrible.
I don't know. I just people are
I don't like
loving
romantic
it.
comics barely to begin with, and that was just worse.
I thought it was decent. I'm not as negative about it as you are.
Or
Like-
about him.
Well, he's negative about
Dad would
everything.
never
He's-
touch
yeah.
this movie with a
Yeah.
10-foot pole.
Well, like out of 10, you're going to give it what, like a 2, a 3?
Maybe a 4.
Okay, because I'm like closer to a 6 on it. I didn't think it was that bad, but it was Coming to America for me. I thought that if you really liked Crazy Rich Asians, you better have
I
watched.
didn't like Coming to America.
Coming to
either.
America is a fantastic movie, and you're
Well, it didn't
incorrect
matter.
on it.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was a romantic comedy without the comedy part, and then it was all about status. Like you just had to be
Well,
rich.
that's an Asian thing,
And they were ripping
so
on her, and she's a professor at a. They're calling.
It's the class system that exists
she's an
in the
economic
Far East.
professor in New York. And they're
At
acting,
NYU.
and at NYU, and they're acting like she's a waitress.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
But you got to they established that because his family is like old money in Singapore. They did their best to kind of
yeah, apparently they own half a cigarette.
Yeah.
It felt like a promotional video for Singapore. I want to go take a vacation.
Travel Singapore,
At Singapore
yeah.
right now.
That
That's
wedding
all it
was insane. When
And
they
I've never
flooded
seen.
the water.
Yeah, I've never seen so many Chinese people with perfect British English.
Yeah.
None of them
a
spoke
lot of
Chinese.
that. I didn't know all that.
It was
so.
weird. It was. I'm not a fan. Basically, every Chinese actor they can find, they stuck in there. The guy from The Hangover.
Yeah, Ken Jeong.
The girl from Fresh Off the Boat.
Yeah,
guy
the
from
mom from Fresh
Superstore.
Off the Boat. Yeah,
If you were
Mateo.
Chinese, they stuck you in there. Like,
Yeah,
go.
but
you're in
except
this
the
movie.
lead, I don't recognize the lead from anything. Do you?
No, I don't know.
I didn't know
They
that
find
either.
the 3 tallest Chinese guys to put as the leads in that movie. It was a turd sandwich. Kim, you'll like it.
Not enough cancer. According to-
So, and then